talk about your new YouTube, your new
Yeah.
podcast.
Brez though, I need Derek to hear this too because his commercials all say Brez. Brez.
It's B Red. You should have told me that. We could have changed it.
Well, it's spelled correctly. You have it spelled correct. It's old school gamer speak for Battlefield
Oh,
Resurrection.
I wish I'd have known that.
I
now I
was
gotta
catching
go.
up on
Now I
Derek's
gotta.
podcast last night, and then he has a commercial for each one. And I'm like, I gotta mention it's Brez.
Hey, you should have told us it was B Res. I
Yeah,
felt.
we fucked that up.
Yeah.
I mean, I just assumed a bunch of gamers would recognize Brez from.
Well, I haven't played D&D in probably since
I don't
1994.
know. I'm new to D&D. I know it from Warcraft, like back in the day.
Oh, I never played any of the early Warcraft games, like Warcraft 1, 2, and 3. I jumped onto Blizzard around 99, 98, 99. I started playing Diablo 2.
Nice.
Clip that.
Featured video.
All right, let's see here. Actually, since you're on the show, we'll just I don't think we need to put the the ad in there since the whole show will be an ad.
Yeah, let's not do any ads this episode.
All right, let's see. Where the hell is all my stuff? There it is. All right. Sorry, I'm even though I woke up at like 8 this morning, I'm still tired.
Yeah, same here.
All right, you guys ready to do this thing?
Yeah.
Sure
All
thing.
right. You gonna do the Patreon ad at the beginning there?
Nah, let's not worry about it since this is supposed to be our bonus episode, even
Okay.
though
All
we're
right.
releasing it.
We're just gonna go right in then. I'll play the music and then introduce us. Sound good?
Yep.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We are live here, and it's not Wednesday. It's a Saturday morning, and my name is Jason Robbins.
I am the very disheveled Jake Craig, and would you like to introduce our guest today, Jason?
Yes, sir. This is a guy I met a few years ago at Pensacon, actually, right outside in the hallway where we were doing our Nerd Cave Retro panel. Was it 2019 that we met?
Something like that.
20?
We basically just kept running into each other in the hallway.
Yeah, and we just started talking and became friends, and we've been friends ever since. This is Mike Eveland. Am I pronouncing that correctly, Eveland?
You were one of the few who have actually pronounced my last name correctly, so congratulations.
Awesome. So Mike Eveland from, actually I found out we've been pronouncing the coffee company that sponsors us wrong this whole time because I'm an idiot. It's brezcoffeeco.com, not Brez. And so I thought Brez was maybe like, like maybe a shout out to like a pet or something.
Like an amalgamation of two names, something like that.
No, we're just way nerdier than that. B-Res, Battlefield Resurrection from gaming.
So now that I know that, we're going to go back and re-record all the commercials for this show and Nerd Cave Retro so we can get it correct, because I feel bad now we've been pronouncing it wrong, because I should have known that. Like we were talking about before the show, that's actually from early, what games was it from?
I heard it.
Warcraft.
Yeah, I heard it from Warcraft. Basically chat window speak.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because
Before you were really talking to the people because, technology wasn't there. So it was all
yeah,
shorthand key commands.
So now that I know that, because I should have known that, but I didn't play any of the original Warcraft RTSs. I didn't get into Warcraft until World of Warcraft in 2005. I think I started playing late 2005, early 2006. And then I actually got into Diablo 2 in around 98. And that was my first foray into Blizzard gaming. But let's talk a little bit about how we met and what exactly you were doing at, you were kind of like a bodyguard, not a bodyguard, but like you were, you were like, I don't know, you were like keeping people from doing stupid stuff, I guess.
That is the definition of IT and tech support. That is what I usually do at Pensacon. Is I'm on the sound team, so not sound team, but so AV team. So I've set up everyone's audio and make sure that no one messes it up throughout the day.
Yeah, because we always seem to have weird audio issues every time we do something at Pensacon. We always need like 20 people to come, because before you came along, it was like we had to rush around trying to find somebody that had cables for this and who could find somebody that had cables for that. You'd think we'd have been more prepared, but we never are, ever.
That's all right, because then they got me there, and now I just have all those cables in the back.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you get paid good for that, or is that strictly a volunteer position?
Yeah, paid might be a strong term. I no, it's volunteer. I'm a volunteer at Pensacon.
That's awesome, man. I'm very committed to this coffee because usually when I'm up before 12 p.m. it's to commit a murder and go back to sleep. So I'm very committed to the Brez coffee company. I did want to know though, because or I should say Brez now. I'm gonna call it Brez.
It's gonna take us a while to redo that.
I'm gonna call it that for the rest of my life. I just want you to know that. I was curious though, why you guys decided to use content creators as a part of your business plan.
It's kind of okay. It's gonna come off as kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Snarky, but there's a guy who does this, and he was doing it very badly, and we complained about him and complained about him and complained about him, and finally I just got tired. I was like, if we're gonna keep, I don't want to curse. If we're gonna keep complaining about this, it's time to stand up and do it ourselves. So I like to say borrowed the concept, but really it was, I'm tired of complaining about how this guy does this wrong. We should try it and do it right.
Yeah. And I like how you started the business too, because this was right around the time that we got our Biden checks from the government. You were like, hey, me and a buddy of mine are going to get some coffee making equipment and start a business. Would you be interested in promoting it? I was like, yeah, of course.
Yep. This we were founded by Biden. We'll say that. We're founded by Biden. He purchased our initial equipment.
Hashtag thanks, Biden.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that story. That's going to be a great story whenever you guys are millionaires.
If only, yes. Please buy some coffee.
But yeah, not only should you guys go check out brezcoffeeco.com, if you use our code ompodcast.com, tell everybody about the different roasts you have, because you have, like, I actually have it brought up here. Let's go through them a little bit.
Okay.
So starting off, your regular coffee, you have three different roasts here. And didn't you guys have people actually do like contests where people could name the coffees? There
was a couple. Necromancer, which is the medium blend.
Yeah.
That was a contest winning name by a friend of ours named Travis. Goes by Terra Squirrel on Twitch and Twitter. He picked that one, and he got some free coffee for doing it. And a lot of the other ones are just basically us putting our heads together and trying to find nerdy things to call it.
There is a Holy Grail Light. That's
Holy Grail Light. There is a I Cast Fireball, which is an homage to our old D&D group, because we have a mage that would literally just, I guess, like, just get us in trouble by casting Fireball over and over again.
Yeah.
So that was an homage to her. I'd like to say there's a formula, but honestly, it's just, what kind of geeky name can we come up with this?
Well, you got streamer roasts too. Those are those a little bit more caffeinated than the other ones?
The stamina boost, which was the one that I personally was like, we're doing this because I need extra caffeine. That one is it has an extra caffeine boost. So if you're looking for more punch, that's the one you should go with, is stamina boost. It's an Arabic blend instead of a Colombian.
Okay, because that's actually the one I was going to try next. I've been stuck on the Necro Medium since the beginning, and that's the one I've been getting all the time, but that I've gotten since the beginning. That's my favorite one, but I still want to get some stamina boost. I think that's the next one that I'm gonna
Do it.
get.
That's my favorite. That's what I'm drinking right now.
Yeah, because I need the older I get, the more caffeine it takes to actually keep me moving. But you do have a sample pack too, so let everybody know about that too.
Okay, so what we have, right? So we have the set flavors that you can go ahead and get a big bag of and everything.
Mhm.
Then we have our flavors that we're trying out, and the ones that we're trying out, you can do a buy one get one sampler pack, like Jason said. They're 4 ounce bag. Yeah, they're 4 ounce bags, and you can pick. It's buy one get one free, and basically trying out new stuff. So anytime we have a new flavor, it's going to go into as a sampler.
Awesome, and you got some new holiday flavors too. Tell them about
We
those.
did. Have to jump on the pumpkin spice trend.
Yeah, I think that's the one. I don't know. I'm torn between trying the pumpkin spice, the fall spice, or the sweet tooth. That sweet tooth looks good.
See, for me, and I haven't tried either yet, but I am not a pumpkin spice guy. Sweet tooth is going to be the next one I do because I've got to.
See, that's the thing about the pumpkin spice coffees. Like, I like them occasionally, but it's not something I could drink. Like, I think if I got a whole bag of it, I might actually get tired of it pretty quick because, pumpkin spice is like, it's something that I only like to have occasionally. But that sweet tooth, like, I have a sweet tooth, so that would be something I'm going to drink a lot.
Yeah, I like the, very sweet creamers.
Yeah.
What's your personal?
Oh, would you?
I was gonna say, what's your personal favorite flavor that you make?
Stamina boost. And then if I had to pick a flavor, I'm a simpler kind of guy. I like mocha. I like mocha blends.
What about you, Jacob? What you like?
I really like the iCast Fireball because you can just kind of supplement it with some real Fireball, and no one will know, and then you don't feel bad about being a piece of shit at 8 a.m. So
the name was an homage to our D&D game, but the flavor actually came from my wife. That was her creation altogether.
God bless your wife, because that's what I'm doing right now, fellas.
Yeah, and Cubby Blue for Life is in the chat room joining us. Thank you for joining us and talking about the sweet tooth. What is the Walla Walla Bing Bang? What is that one?
That is we couldn't come up with a different name, and that one was actually thrown as a joke, and everyone was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
I see that, and instantly I have that the Chipmunk song in my head because of that.
Oh yeah.
That was surprising all around. I personally did not think that flavor was going to be that popular, but everyone loves coconut apparently. And
I love coconut.
I fully admit I'm in the minority apparently because the number of that we sold, I was like, geez, I guess people like coconut coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would be perfect for me because I really like coconut flavor, but the grit of eating like coconut pieces on a piece of cake makes me want to murder. So
I used to be the same way when I was a kid. Like, if coconut cake was around, I'm like, I'm not eating it. I hated coconut until one time I actually ate real coconut, just like pieces of coconut, and I was like, this actually tastes pretty good. And
then
a
maniac just cracks open a coconut and goes to town.
My dad got a coconut once when I was a kid and just cracked it open, and we started eating it, and I really liked it. And then when I was a teenager, I actually was like, you know what? I'm going to try a piece of coconut cake. And I fell in love with it. And coconut cake's one of my favorite cakes to this day. So I love coconut.
Oh, yeah. You've got to grow up in your taste. I mean, if it was still like I was 8 years old, I'd want nothing but chicken nuggets and hot dogs.
Yeah. I still want that now.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah.
That's how I am. You do a lot of streaming too, is that right?
I am a charity streamer, so I stream for mainly for a charity called Extra Life, which benefits local Children's Medical Network hospitals. In my case, it'd be the Suter Family Hospital here in Pensacola, Sacred Heart. I also am a part of a group called Good for Gaming that we do charity streams as well, and that one rotates. So we do a different one every quarter. This quarter, we're wrapping up Trevor Project, and then we have a suicide prevention stream actually coming up next weekend on Good for Gaming for raise money for suicide prevention.
See, I need to talk to you offline about that because I don't know how to get into doing the charity streams, and I want to do that type of stuff. So I need
I
to.
will flood you with links for Extra Life. I am a big
Okay.
advocate for Extra Life.
Because I know you've been doing that for a while, and you not only do like gaming, but you do stuff that's like crazy stuff to raise money.
So, so Jester, me, Mike, I'm not what you'd call a popular streamer. So I make my Extra Life money by doing something I started a little back called hashtag Let's Torture Mike. So
I'm into it.
I take donations to sing songs on Facebook Live. I take donations to crack eggs over my head. I've got a lovely assortment of vomit and dirt and ranch flavored sodas from to make you can make me drink.
Ranch flavored soda. That sounds
ranch,
awful.
There's ranch and butter and dirt and
Ugh.
yeah.
Oh, I got something you need to drink. Have you heard of oh man, I'm not gonna remember the name of it. It's a drink that it's like supposed to be like really good for you, but they strain it through bird nests.
Kombucha?
It's not kombucha. It's something like that, but it's not quite that. Now I'm gonna have to let me.
I mean, you kind of lost me at good for you, but
It's
Yeah.
supposed to be good for you, like very nutritious, but they strain it through birds' nests.
this is not a body that nutritious built.
Through birds' nest. Let me look this up.
I feel like you're making this up. Through birds' nests?
Jamie,
I,
can
mean,
you
I
pull it
know,
up?
but then again, there's coffee you can get that got pooped out. So,
I mean,
I
I
just
see
took
it
a-
here on Google, but it's not giving me the name.
See, this is why I like podcasting with someone who's over 40 because this is just half of it. It's like, what was that thing that I was trying to think about?
Actually, it
I'm
says
over
it's
42. Are you saying there's something wrong with being over 40?
I'm saying I'm not gonna experience it.
it says
I mean,
here it helps
Jay is
with.
basically my healthy counterpart. We had this conversation a while back on Twitter. Jay is me if I were ever in shape. We're about the same age. You got the beard, the bald head, but he is in so much better shape than me. I mean, you can't tell because this is just profile, but trust me, you just have to trust me.
Yeah, it's. Wait, hold on. I think I might have it now. What is it called? What is it called? Oh no, it just says bird nest something.
God damn it, Jason.
Well, there's like 50 different ones here. Antioxidant and improved bird's nest collagen plus. Come on, give me the name of the actual drink. Look, just look it up.
I'll
Drink.
look it up.
Drink.
But I kind of feel like this is something someone just added to their drink to make it sound like it's fancier. Like, no, we strained it through a bird's nest, guys.
I think it's just called bird's nest because there's one here. It's one of the very first ones on Google, the image search, and it's
called
just says,
Golden Nest.
says bird's nest with American ginseng, white fungus, and rock sugar.
I mean, rock sugar has me happy.
I mean that just. Ooh, we have bird's nest beverage with rock sugar. You should try this and see what bird's nest drink is like. Because there's bird. You know there's bird poo in there. You know there is.
Well, that's what makes it good for you, isn't it?
Maybe.
I think so. I found there's a drink that you can buy called Golden Nest. That is this. It's strained through a bird's nest. And I found that in 3 seconds, by the way. So maybe I should do all the Googling.
Maybe. Who actually, when you think about it, who looked at a bird's nest? Because there had to be a very first person to do this. Who looked at a bird's nest and said, you know what? I'm going to strain some water through that and drink it.
A really good marketing executive, apparently. All that. It's like, I can capitalize on people who live exclusively in California. Like, that's the thought process. We should do some streaming for Extra Life, Jason. We should do an open micer stream.
We should.
For Extra Life. Where we torture each other.
Yeah. Raising is all year. And matter of fact, I won't remember the exact date, but in November is the actual official Extra Life 24-hour stream.
Yeah, I'm going to look up for it right now. 2020.
As you pointed out, I'm over 40, so I break mine up into 12-hour deals throughout the year.
Yeah.
24 hours at this point would probably kill me.
That's the thing I've been wanting to do it, but I couldn't do 24 hours straight. I think I would have to break it up in 2-3 hour chunks throughout
And
the
that's
year.
perfectly fine. They're not picky at all. You don't even have to do the 24 hours. It's just a gimmick kind of thing, you know.
Yeah,
The whole point is raising money for kids. However you want to do that, it's right.
We should do 24 hours over a period of time in November. Stream that on Facebook or something.
Yeah, November 7th from 8 a.m. to no, this is for someone else talking about Extra Life.
All right, I'm gonna Google it.
Go to here's the actual Extra Life
game day. I can pull it up too because I have their site. I don't know why I'm sitting here talking in abstract.
Extra Life powered by Twitch. What day is it? It's not telling me what official day it is this year.
So it's November 6th, 2021.
Okay.
Yep.
Saturday, November 6th.
I tend to, again, I don't do the 24-hour deal, so I don't, but I also tend to do it on different days than the official day because, as I pointed out, I am not what you'd call a popular streamer. So I can't handle that level of competition.
I think we can.
But I do have tomorrow, I'm doing my fall 12-hour.
Wow. You're doing a big 12-hour block?
10 hours worth of Extra Life and 2 hours for the new.
Okay.
What do you call a YouTube podcast thing that's not really a podcast with video?
YouTube show.
Yeah. YouTube Live or something, whatever they're calling it these days. I can't ever keep up. YouTube does something different every day.
Yeah. Well, I just say, I mean, if you have distribution, it's a podcast. If it's only on YouTube, then it's a YouTube show. There's nothing wrong with that, obviously. But
speaking of YouTube shows,
as we're speaking on a YouTube,
yeah. Speaking of YouTube shows, you got a new show that you've been working on for a while that's coming out soon.
That's the one I'm talking at the end of my stream. So after doing 10 hours worth of Extra Life gaming, I decided why not make it even harder on myself and do the premiere for my new project, which is called The Jester's Court. We're going to be defending and taking back shat-on properties from fanboys and internet evil people.
I want to be part of this.
Yeah, I do too. I like doing things.
I like doing things. Well, tomorrow it'll be after my Extra Life stream, so around 8 p.m. Central tomorrow on my Twitch, we'll be doing the first episode.
So, let's just take just one example of what you'll be defending from fanboys.
The first on the block, and I think it's going to actually end up being 3 separate bonus episodes because it's a lot to take in. But the new Star Wars trilogy.
Oh, well, good luck with that.
Okay,
we are looking for overall feel. Okay, it's very much a take apart and be honest about its flaws, and no one's arguing it that they're not flawed. We're talking about overall. Did it make you feel that way that Star Wars makes you feel?
And what's the format for this? Are you talking like a round table with guests? Is it just you streaming?
I'd like to bring in guests. This first episode is going to be just me talking to a camera and interacting with chat, hopefully.
Okay. See, that's always risky to me because I'm afraid if I set up something like that, there's going to be no one in the chat. So I'm just going to not have a show.
I've got the things I'm going to say without chat. So if that's what happens, then. And for sure, I want to line up guests and everything. It's daunting doing a full. You guys know this because you do this. It's daunting doing a full-time job, trying to stream and trying to set up a project like this. Yeah. It's like.
So are you going to do it just as strictly a YouTube show, or are you going to do a podcast component?
I've got a Patreon account set up for it, and I'm definitely going to do Patreon. It's already got an exclusive bloopers of me yelling at myself for screwing up the lines over and over again for my teaser, and that was only 2 minutes. I'm going to keep all the audio, and if it takes off, I would love to do a podcast with it as well. We'll see how it goes down the line. I don't want to start paying for and uploading too many different things until. Well,
if a little advice from us, we recently moved from Libsyn to Anchor.fm, completely free upload
nice.
With no limits on your storage. So if you're out there, you're listening to this and you're interested in getting into podcasting, it's a lot cheaper now to get into it with Anchor.fm because they don't charge you for storage fees anymore because basically Spotify came in and said, hey, we want to corner the market on podcasts and here's everything you need for free. And soon as that happened, I told Jake, I was like, hey, we're moving. I don't like spending money.
A little advice from me if you're watching this and you want to start a podcast, don't. Don't do it. Not worth it.
Well, you say that after we had one of our worst episodes ever the other night. We're actually replacing that episode with this
With
one.
this episode, yeah, we
Oh,
can't.
ouch.
We pulled that episode down.
So you're doing a my bad, guys. Here, this is the real one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically. So what are you doing for your? Because 12 hours,
That's a
a
long
lot of
time.
hours.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are you doing for 12 hours, and how can you hold your bowels for that long?
Oh no. Again, I'm an older guy. I do breaks.
Okay.
I do not sit at the chair for 12 hours. I don't know that anyone does. Like, you got to eat and drink and take breaks. It's just
Yeah.
I've
Unless
got
you have
few
a trucker buddy hang out.
or
right.
well, the astronaut lady who drove cross country with a diaper so she can beat up the chick.
Yeah, I remember that. That was awesome. I think Jacob.
Being young, you might not be old enough to
Yeah,
remember that.
Jacob
Oh,
might not
guys.
remember that story. This lady was an astronaut. Okay,
Okay.
she was a NASA astronaut. Her boyfriend broke up with her, and I don't know the exact details of the story, but apparently he broke up with her. Maybe while she was in space, I don't know, something along those
God.
lines. So she drove from what was it, Cape Canaveral, Florida?
Yeah, it's always like the Texas or something, like, or maybe it was Cal. She drove a long way, and she used her astronaut training and had her like gear on where she didn't have to stop to go to the bathroom.
Is
Like,
it Cape?
She was dedicated to get this chick.
Yeah, is it Cape Kennedy that's in Florida?
No, Cape Canaveral is the one in Florida.
Okay, so I think she went from Kennedy in Houston or Texas, and drove all the way to San Diego, which is like 20 hour drive probably. And she wore an adult diaper so she could just go and not have to stop because she
Look.
wanted to catch her boyfriend with whoever he was cheating on her with. And yeah, she I think beat up the girl or something and went to jail. It was crazy.
See, that's the kind of vengeance that makes me proud of being from the South. Like that's what we do. Also, I've been saying it for years. Like, if we all just wore adult diapers, we would all be much more productive. Like, why are we just not wearing adult diapers?
Well, I'm
all the
sure
time?
Amazon workers do that at this point.
Well, they have to. They don't have any other choice.
No,
How did
sir,
we
no
get-
volunteer.
How did we get on adult diapers? Like, how did we get there?
That
Like,
is the magic that you get when you have me in your project.
Yeah, man, don't question it, dude. Let's talk about adult diapers. What's your favorite brand? I'm a Depends guy.
I don't know. I just
think to go back to the original question, yeah, I've got like 5 or 6 games. I'm doing 2-hour blocks with the games.
Okay, what games are you
Yes.
playing?
I am working on Mass Effect Andromeda. That's the first block because that's going to be one of the projects for Jester's Court.
I
as a
want to know.
generally-
You haven't played that yet, have you? Actually played it?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've played it many times.
Okay. 'Cause
Andromeda?
I am a huge Mass Effect fan. I played the first 3 games twice through. The second one is one of my favorite games of all time. I 100%ed that game. One of the only games I've ever 100%ed. And then I played Andromeda. I think I got maybe 5 or 6 hours into it, and I just stopped. Like, it just wasn't capturing my attention like the original Mass Effect games did.
There's a lot of you kind of have to work through the pain because there's a lot of flaws in it, and it's all freaking EA rushing it to the. They had like a whole thing they were doing, and when it wasn't working out, EA's like, okay, we're releasing next week. So
I think
And
the characters weren't as compelling as the first 3.
it's kind of like watching a what's the word I'm looking for?
Like a
The
spin-off
first
series.
episode, like the first. I'm blanking on the word I want to use. When you introduce the characters, so like you had the first Spider-Man movie, and you've got to go through his whole backstory.
Yeah.
Origin.
Origin.
Like an
There we
origin,
go.
yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for.
I'm so
Because the
smart,
idea
guys.
was Andromeda was going to be at least another trilogy. So you have all this stuff. You're talking about, the characters in the world. You're introducing all this stuff, so it gets a little boring in the first one, and it's supposed to introduce you to other things, and then it didn't happen.
Yeah, because the best part of the Mass Effect universe is all the different planets you can go to, all the different species that you come across, the friends you make, the people you
That's where
lose.
they screwed up was the species because it's the same guys.
Yeah, there was no new species to come across. Like I figured because the technology had gotten so much further, since the first games that we would be able to have sort of like a like what they're doing with No Man's Sky at this point.
It's funny you mentioned that because if you look into it, that's what they were trying to do.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
That's what they were trying to do. That's what BioWare wanted to do, and it ended up being an EA thing where they're like, "Oh, that's too expensive. It's taking too long."
EA, you suck.
Yeah, EA is kind of the worst company, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Oh, we could. How much time do we got? We can do that one forever.
We have a solid 40 minutes for you, Mike.
I mean, they just because of loot boxes alone, they ruined gaming for about 8 years.
100%.
No kidding. Like the first time I played Battlefront 2 on Xbox, loved it. One of my favorite Xbox games. I played over and over and over and over again. I was so excited when they introduced a whole new Battlefront onto the new consoles, and I'm like, what did you do?
Yeah.
What? No campaign at all. All you have to do is go in and buy all the stuff, and all of a sudden you're
right. That because I bought a PS4 because it was the Battlefront combo. It was the actual battle. It came with the on the PS4.
Right, it was bundled in.
Yeah, it was bundled, and I got it and I played it. I was like, "Where's my campaign? Like, where's I don't want to just play online. Like, I want to have an actual campaign to go through."
Because that's what I like doing. I don't like playing. I'll play hot seat against someone I know, but PvP over the internet, like I'm cannon fodder. I'm not that.
Same.
Has no appeal to me at all.
I don't
I'm
have
the guy who's sitting in to fake them out while you go do the actual mission.
Yeah, I don't have the Twitch the Twitch reflexes needed to play like online shooters and stuff like that. I just don't.
No, I'm an RPG player. Actually, you were talking about Andromeda. That was the thing that the biggest thing that I don't like about Andromeda is it stopped that ability to pause the screen and look around and assign different attacks.
Yes. Like, I love the way they had perfected it by the time, because the BioWare team that made Mass Effect, the reason I got into Mass Effect is because I was such a huge KOTOR fan. The original Knights of the Old Republic games for, the original Xbox 1 and 2.
Randy KOTOR.
And then I saw when Mass Effect came out, I actually rented it at first, and I was like, this looks like, because I looked, I was like, BioWare, these are the guys that made KOTOR, and I had never heard of Mass Effect at that point, so I just rented it from Blockbuster and immediately was like, this is like playing KOTOR. Like, this is, I loved it from the moment I started playing it and became a fan up until 3. And even though 3, I feel, got shit on unjustly because it didn't meet people's expectations, but it met mine.
The Legendary kind of fixed all the issues I had with 3, because the biggest complaint I had about 3 was that it again, to our point about not wanting to play multiplayer, like it emphasized that so much to get.
Yeah.
And the Legendary was like, no, don't worry about it. No PvP.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a nice wrapped up story. I love the way it ended. It kind of left that open door where it's like it kind of leaves it up to you and what you think happened.
I address some of this with the Star Wars stuff, tomorrow and throughout the new YouTube video. People get mad when the ending's not bad. It's just not the way they wanted it to go. Like, in my mind, I've been thinking of it, and they're not necessarily obligated to fulfill what you've been thinking about for 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you feel about KOTOR being remastered for the PS5?
I love this. I even told you when I was like you should have me do that episode in Beer Cave, and you're like, oh, we already did that.
Well, no, we haven't done it. Actually, like 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, Regan Bell from Fantastic People Pod, because he knows he's a big Star Wars fan too, and he was like, hey, have you guys ever done KOTOR? I was like, well, I've been meaning to, but I planned on doing it this November. I was going to do KOTOR 1 and 2 because I got them in my Steam library. They've been there for 2 years, and I still haven't finished them. And he was like, well, if you want me to come on, I'd love to talk KOTOR with you. I was like, yeah, that'd be great. Let's book it. We booked it for November. And then like a week later, you were like, hey, if you ever want to do KOTOR, I'm like, damn it, you're like a week too late, man.
Quick fix here. You should just do a roundtable.
That's not a bad idea, actually. We could do that.
I'm the ideas man
Right?
of every podcast.
Knights of the Old Republic are one of the games that brought me back to gaming as an adult. It will always hold a special place in my heart. Like, because I grew up, with Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and by the time I graduated high school, I wasn't really playing a lot. Like, I didn't own it. It took me forever to own an original Xbox. Knights of the Old Republic were one of the games that just brought me back in, where it was like, you like this, go back.
Yeah, well, it was the game that actually got me into playing like big RPGs on the consoles because I was never a big RPG guy. I liked action RPGs before that, like Legend of Zelda and things like that. But KOTOR was so deep and had such a rich story, and the progression through the game and the character progression, whether you could go to the light side or dark side, like. I had never really experienced anything like that before on the console, so that's what brought me into the RPG genre. Really, was that game.
Welcome. We have cookies.
Yeah.
And oversized jacket because none of us are in shape.
What about you, Jacob? Did you ever play the KOTOR games?
No, that predates me. Sadly, never played it.
I highly recommend still playing them, even though the graphics might not be. Is hold up well. I mean, that's honestly why they're doing a remake. But the story in those games there's a reason why that's still considered canon. Those games are
the mechanics of it. I mean, they're considered to be one of the grandfather of the modern RPG. Like it is definitely worth it. And they're super cheap on Steam.
I would love to play it. I don't think I have anything that it's playable on because I don't PC game or anything like that.
You might be. Well, I was gonna say.
I can tell you from experience that the discs, the Xbox discs, still work on Xbox One. So if you get the original disc and put it into the Xbox One, you can play it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and they're not that expensive. I mean, they were not rare by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, those games were huge.
Yeah, I should write to a retro game store and see if I can find it then. Pivoting, I don't know if you're into this, Mike, but have you guys seen the trailer for the new Matrix?
I have, and I cannot wait. I am so excited.
What are your thoughts, Jason?
I'm not even going to speculate. Me and Derek did a little speculating the other night, but I just want to go in with because I like the original trilogy. The first movie's perfect, a perfect sci-fi film. Second one is just 2.5 hours of exposition dump, and then the third one is I love the third one. I still like it. It's a cool movie.
I'm curious why they're making the fourth one still.
Yes,
I'm curious why they thought this was a good idea. That's my takeaway.
And going into it, it could be beautiful and awesome, or it could be disastrous, and it's kind of up to them to which one are they going to do.
Well, according to, because people are wondering why Morpheus is different in this one, and the guy that's playing him has confirmed that he's playing Morpheus. Yeah. It's not Lawrence Fishburne. Apparently, they're considering everything, even the Matrix Online game. That was I don't even know if it's still going on, but apparently, Morpheus died in the online game, and they're still considering that canon for the entire Matrix series.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, with him being younger, like they cast a younger actor because Lawrence Fishburne, I assume, refused to come back.
Well, Lawrence Fishburne is 20. He was already kind of old when that movie came out.
How old is Lawrence Fishburne? We may not need him on wires and stuff doing stunts.
I guess so. But I feel like it's happening in the past, man.
Keanu Reeves is a vampire who feasts on the blood of young goats.
Him and Paul Rudd, they'll never age.
Yeah.
But I feel like with young Morpheus, this movie is probably taking place before the first film. That would be what I would think.
That's what I said, but I don't know. I mean, this could be maybe Neo lived after the end of the third movie and they plugged him back in.
There's a play on that because the Chosen One keeps coming back.
Yeah.
So But that actually feeds into both theories. It could be after the movie or it could be before it because he just keeps coming back. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that you kept blanking on the actor's name the other night on Nerd Cave Retro. That's going to be Yahya Abdul Mateen II.
Yeah, I'm not gonna remember that.
Get used to it, dude. He's a
I'm
great actor.
just gonna call him Bill. Old
Have
Bill playing.
Have you seen the new Watchmen series yet?
No, I have not.
Okay, watch that series. You'll remember his name.
Okay.
Promise.
Yeah, I'm not that big of a Watchmen fan.
You will be.
I read the comic. I watched the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I thought Zack Snyder did a great job with the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically frame by frame, exactly like the comics. What'd you think about it, Mike?
I haven't seen it.
You still haven't seen it?
No, because I have this
That's
bad
rare.
habit of, like loading up my queue of things I want to check out, and then I just rewatch something I've already seen 900 times.
But did you you read the original comic?
I was not a big fan of the original comics. No, I saw the movie. My experience with Watchmen is the movie that came out 10 years ago.
See, and people act like that comic is like some kind of sacred cow. Like you can't talk bad about it, but I'll be honest, I read it and it was just sort of a one-note thing for me. I read it when I was younger. I was really into comics and it didn't hit me like it did most people. Like I wasn't offended when, the movie came out or, this new series, people were just like crapping all over it. Like it was okay. It was a good comic, but it wasn't like, the comic Bible that people think it is.
Even if it was, it's comics reinvent themselves, so why not take a different take on things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think different takes are okay, but I have to disagree about that though. Like, I mean, the Watchmen comic's so great. We literally studied it in our literature class. Like, if you write a graphic novel that's good enough to be studied in a literature class, that's a great graphic novel.
Yeah, I think
mean,
if you're
read
gonna,
all the pretty horses in a literature class. I wouldn't say it was.
I mean, I read Where the Red Fern Grows, and I don't know about you guys. I wasn't digging those dead dogs.
I think if you're gonna study a comic book in literature class, it should probably be The Dark Knight Returns. I'm sorry, but those comics are the greatest graphic novel of all time. Is the Dark Knight Returns.
I actually have a contemplative lit class where we did Ghost World, and that we did read that.
Oh, nice. Also the Sandman series. If you guys never read any of the Sandman comics,
love the Sandman.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for that new series coming out.
Huge John Constantine fan right here. Love it,
man. Love it.
Everything connected to it. Dark Knight Returns is great. I actually there was a professor at my junior college who assigned that as required reading. But
I love that man.
Yeah, no, he's great. Shout out to Dr. Mooney at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, who makes his students read that. But no, the Watchmen series, it's literally a direct sequel to the comics. And they went to Alan Moore with the script and was like, hey, can you approve all of this? He's like, yeah, this looks great. And it's one of the best limited series to ever be on television, dude. It's so good.
Wow.
HBO's been doing a lot of cool content. I've got to catch up on a lot of their shows.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it, man. Definitely worth it. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
I really like the animated movies they did, part 1 and 2 of The Dark Knight Returns with Peter Weller as the voice of Batman. I think Peter Weller makes a great Batman voice.
Yes.
Yeah, he does for sure, dude. Fucking RoboCop.
Yeah, he's RoboCop, man.
What's your favorite RoboCop movie? And why is it 3? No, it's 3, dude.
Yeah.
What?
No, dude, it's RoboCop 3, bro.
RoboCop 3. Just because it was the only one that you were alive to watch does not mean it's
no, dude. RoboCop 3 is the one where he's like laying in the street and his suit's real hot, and all the people try to pick him up. He's like, "Oh, he's hot. Get a blanket." They put a blanket under him, and all the people pick him up, and they're like, "We love RoboCop," and that's why it's the best one.
That's awful. That makes me want to vomit. Just you
cheap tropes. That makes it the best.
It wasn't even Peter Weller in that one anymore. I don't remember who was RoboCop in that movie.
Well, that's always a sign of a quality flick when the main character gets recast.
Yeah. Did you know they made a RoboCop TV series?
No.
Yes. Let me look up see who was in this.
You know what? How about I
garbage.
do it?
There's nothing more American than that, though. A movie that's talking about the industrialization and corporate evilness, and they're like, let's make a kids cartoon.
Yeah, it was a
RoboCop.
Canadian
Actually, ooh, dude, they have it on Blu-ray right now. It was a TV series in 1994 at 28.88. The entire series on Blu-ray.
All 4 episodes.
Who played Alex
Richard
Murphy?
Eden.
Yeah, Richard Eden. Yeah, we don't know who that is. So apparently he didn't strike a chord with anyone.
Robert John Burke played him in RoboCop 3. No idea who that is.
It's the director's nephew.
I'm pretty sure this series is awful. And what were we thinking? We made a RoboCop animated series as well. What was our obsession with taking hardcore, violent, R-rated movies and trying to make them into cartoons for us back in the 80s? Mike, do you have a theory on that?
I don't know, but what we called kids movies also is a little sketchy by today. We're all talking about Ghostbusters because it's coming out, and you watch it as an adult, and I like look at my mom like, you let me watch this when I was 10. That guy's getting a blowjob from a ghost right now.
Dude, Gremlins is still one of the most frightening movies ever made.
Oh.
I still can't watch it.
Horrifying.
Wally makes fun of me, but dude, my aunt, who is 10, she's 10 years older than me, and we kind of grew up like brother and sister because we lived next door. And she used to take me to movies all the time when I was a kid. Like she took me to see like Friday the 13th Part 5 when I was like 8, and she took me to see Gremlins in the theater, and I still have vivid memories of this going to see it at the theater, and I was horrified as a 7-year-old. I had to sleep with the lights on until I was 13 years old because of that damn movie.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, Zach Galligan stole my candy bars at Pensacon last year, and I pretty much hate him now. So,
Hey, official podcast stance. Fuck Zach Galligan. How about
Yes.
that? Official podcast stance. He's never welcome on open micers. How about that?
Oh, and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Dude, that's a scary movie when you're a kid.
that was
Yeah.
the first PG-13, not the first one that came out, but the PG-13 rating was created for
Yeah.
that movie.
That
Oh,
and Steven Spielberg is single-handedly responsible for the PG-13 rating because he was making horrifying movies for little kids at the time. I mean, hell, even E.T. scared me as a little kid. I was like 5 years old when that came
Have we
out.
examined the fact that maybe you're just scared a lot?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm a frightened little kid. Well, the thing is,
I mean,
is there was that
I
part
was
in...
with you until you said E.T., and now I'm
No,
like,
there's the part in E.T. when he's going through the cornfield looking for whatever's out there, and he shines the light in E.T.'s face, and he's all like, ah! That scared the hell out of me. And I lived on a farm as a kid with
it
cornfields.
caught you off guard as a moment, but I didn't have nightmares for weeks from it.
Dude, if I
No, what
saw
was
that
scary
in
in
real
E.T.
life in the
was-
cornfield, I would just kill myself as soon as I got home. I'd be like, I'm done. Life is over for me.
No, dude, the scariest part of ET was when they're all coming to like abduct ET and all those suits and everything.
Yeah, but you look at it as an adult. Go back and look at that movie as an adult. They're not there to hurt him. They're actually there to help. But you're looking at the
Don't care.
movie through the eyes of a child. That's
Yeah.
why when you're a kid, those guys seem scary. And when you're older, you're just like they're trying to help. Like that one.
Nah.
I don't trust the government like that. They want
No,
to
me
help
neither.
themselves.
Well, no, the
before-
one guy is there to
Yeah.
help. Like what's his
Nah,
name?
he wanted to dissect him, dude. He wanted to dissect ET.
No, he just wanted to. He wanted to help ET because he was obsessed with life from other planets, and he wanted to be ET's friend. He was actually upset that he did not become ET's friend. Elliot did.
I haven't
Really?
seen ET in a minute, I guess.
Me either. But apparently, ET only likes little kids. That adds a whole new layer to the movie.
Yeah, dude, me too.
Go back and watch it with adult eyes. You'll see it completely differently.
I have to find an original version before they CGI'd out all the guns that the walkie-talkies are right up.
No, they
shooting at.
reversed that.
Did
they
they
were-
reverse it?
Yeah, I
Good,
think he
good.
reversed it because I think he was just hanging out with George Lucas too much at the time. Then he did
Yeah.
that, and then he was like, "What the hell am I doing?" And then he reversed it.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Mike, how did you get into streaming just for Extra Life, or did you get into streaming another way and then just kind of moved into Extra Life?
Extra Life introduced me to the whole thing. I had already reached that level of old guyness because I was in my 30s at the time. I didn't even know streaming was a thing. I signed up for Extra Life because I was playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, and a guy in my guild was doing Extra Life, and he got me involved in it. And I signed up for it. And the first year I did it, I live tweeted as I was playing, and just interacted with the community. I'm like, oh my god, there's this thing called Twitch, and you can stream stuff. And then it took me 3 years to get a computer that would actually do it.
And so why did you decide that you want to start a YouTube show?
I literally, and this is going to sound like the cheesiest tropey answer on the planet, I was watching the new Star Wars movies with my daughter, and that's where the idea came from. Literally, just she was loving it. She loved Rey.
Yeah, they sucked so bad. You were just like, dude, I got to make a whole show about this.
Okay, Jacob's not allowed on the show.
Hey, man. Hey, dude, I have great ideas, okay? I'm an asset to any show. I don't like the new Star Wars movies. I liked episode 9. Episode 7 was a remake of A New Hope, and episode 8 I nearly walked out of the theater for. That's my opinion.
Dude.
He can watch the when it goes up on YouTube, the recorded, but he's not allowed in the live.
Come on, man.
Go look at
Zach Galligan, okay?
Go look at 8 again with a writer's set of eyes.
Writer's or from my child's eyes, because that's what inspired this whole thing, was watching because I was with you, Jacob. I was like, they all suck. They're horrible. I hate this. And I re-examined it because I'm an old man and I have a kid, and my kid is like, the same response I had watching the first Star Wars.
Well, if I have to look at it like I'm a child in order to like it, then it's a horrible movie.
I mean, you're about 14 anyway, right? So
yeah, I'm figuring myself out. I'm just old enough to hate it. I am a writer though, so I look at every movie through a writer's eyes, and didn't dig it, man. Just didn't dig it.
That's okay.
I think J.J. Abrams saved a lot of things.
If you watch it, I embrace the flaws. The reason that the podcast is called Jester's Court is because we're talking about both. I'm not blindly going, this is a perfect film, and you guys are all meanie heads. Well, no, it's flawed, and I talk about the flaws.
Look, I actually felt the way that you two feel about episode 8, about episode 9. Everyone was crapping on episode 9. I actually really enjoyed that movie.
My only problem with episode 9, there's one line. This blade has done great evil. As she's using the Youngling Slayer 3000 as her lightsaber. But that little dagger has done great evil.
Well, here's my problem with part 9. They should have split that. It was too much in one movie. They should have split it into 2 parts. That's the only thing, my only problem with that movie is it just felt like they had to wrap everything up way too quickly, and they didn't have enough time to do it.
Well, that's everything. When you're trying to end a series that's been going on, however many years. I'm not going to do the 40-something years, something like that.
Star Wars came out, what, 73?
77.
Yeah, 77. I'm not good at math, dude.
3 days before I was born.
Okay, so what? 44
60, years.
65 years.
44.
Yeah.
82. So
when you're trying to wrap up something that's been going on for 44 years, it's kind of hard to just end it. You know what I mean? It's like it's hard to just end like a long running sitcom, let alone
people are just cranky pants, and that's another point of my podcast is cranky pants people, because oh my god, the Emperor came back, and these are the same people who are talking about the expanded universe is gold and you should never gotten rid of it. It's like, you read the expanded universe? The Emperor comes back like 20 times.
Yeah.
It's every other book series. It's
that's the whole Dark Empire series. Like, everything that happened in the expanded universe is because the Emperor keeps coming back. Like, it's not unprecedented in the Star Wars lexicon.
And to be the same guy saying the AU is what we should have gone with, and then also say it sucked that they brought the Emperor back, is like, you clearly have not read the books to which you.
Well, and not only, but like I say, would you have been disappointed if they would have said, okay, we're taking part 9 and splitting it into 2 parts? Like,
no, I'm always a more is more guy.
Like, gosh, you're going to tell me more story and give me 2 Star Wars movies? I don't want that.
Yeah.
No, I'm the guy who has the extended Lord of the Rings cuts, like the longest versions possible. Like, can I watch the one movie for 4 hours, please? Yes.
What's the last movie you guys saw in theaters that you just really wanted to walk out of?
There's only been one that I literally wanted to leave, and that was Mod Squad.
That's a long time ago.
Homer Epps. Yeah, it was. But that's the only movie I ever remember watching, and like 20 minutes in, I'm like, let's just go.
I have multiples that I've almost got up and left for if I didn't pay for that ticket.
There was a movie back in the 90s, one of the few movies, one of the only movies I ever walked out on was a movie called Clockers. And
Never even heard of it.
It was a Harvey Keitel movie.
Is that the one with the kids in the juvenile hall that got like all messed with? Or is
that's Breakfast Club, dude.
No, it has something to do. It was Harvey Keitel was a cop trying to do something in the city, and there's like this kid who loves trains, but he's called a clocker. He's like obsessed with trains, and he's a clocker for the neighborhood drug dealers.
I feel like we can't use the word clocker to describe those people anymore.
Well, because what he's supposed to do is like he works as a clocker, where he goes, he keeps an eye out for the cops. For like drug dealers.
Oh, is that what clocker is? Because you keep saying clocker like it's a term that I like I don't know.
Yeah, that's what a clocker is.
He's a clocker, man. He's a clocker.
It's one of the most boring movies I've ever, and it's much like my description of it. It's very boring.
It sounds fascinating by your description.
And I got like an hour into it, and I was like, you know what? I'm leaving. This is boring. So I walked out.
The last movie I seriously contemplated walking out of was Aquaman. Aquaman is such a horrible movie.
I did not even bother paying to see any of the DC ones. I'll wait and see them for free when they're on a streaming service.
Yeah. Absolute right move. I was seriously like, because Aquaman, such a long movie, nothing happens. Nothing happens in Aquaman. It's just...
It's not surprising at all.
Much like the Justice League.
Because I love Jason Momoa, but
he can't act though, can he?
Aquaman cool.
He can't act either, though. I mean, Jason Momoa plays Jason Momoa in everything.
Exactly. Fair. Because, that's my critique of Tom Cruise all the time, too. Is like, Tom Cruise is a great actor. It's like, no, Tom Cruise was a great actor when he was playing Tom Cruise when he was 20.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, Jason Momoa is just himself.
Cocky young kid. Gotcha. Jason Momoa, big, strong guy, beating stuff up. You're amazing.
Well, the greatest meme on the internet right now is a picture of Jason Momoa. It says, I'm Jason. And then there's another picture down below where he's like got his hands on a lawnmower, and it says, "And this is Momoa."
That shouldn't make me laugh, but it did.
Yeah. So, if you would like to become the new host of Open Micers, what you can do is you can email openmicerspodcast@gmail.com. Currently taking applications for a new co-host. Before the last movie I actually did walk out of was 2014 Godzilla remake. That movie was also garbage.
See, I feel like you just have bad instincts of what you pay to go see, because I also did not pay money to go see that movie.
Well, I mean, whenever I see a movie, it's on a whim. So we're just like, all right, we'll go to the movies. All right, what's playing? Godzilla? Cool. Like, that's just how it goes. And yeah, don't watch that.
Yeah, I was just disappointed in that movie because I was expecting, like the commercials made it seem like Bryan Cranston was going to be through the whole movie, and he gets taken out like 10 minutes into the movie. I'm like, damn, we still got 2.5 hours left, and he's gone. Like, what the hell? I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like being lied to.
No. What is a good movie, though, surprisingly, is Godzilla vs. Kong, the remake. That is a good movie.
I mean, when you talk about like action guy beat film, yeah, a big lizard beating up a big ape, you can't go wrong there.
Yeah.
And it had, dude, Mechagodzilla, take my money and my virginity. Come on.
And it was a big scene took place in Pensacola, Florida, where Mike's from, and I've never seen anything remotely like that in Pensacola.
Oh yeah, no, they used the name Pensacola, Florida, but that was definitely not Pensacola.
Yeah. No, that was Taiwan, dude.
It's not that tropical in Pensacola, Florida, but we're coming up on the end.
One met that one, so definitely
not a one.
Well, we're coming up on the end of the episode. Mike, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's great talking to you, and tell everybody where they can find all your stuff on the interwebs.
Okay, so the purpose of this one was Brez, so brezcoffeeco.com. Definitely check it out. Awesome coffee. I'm about to have to refill my cup.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the, semi-awkward kind of weird streaming guy, Jester8082 on Twitch. Also, that's my YouTube handle, so at Jester8082. And brand new birth 3 days ago is the patron for the Jester's Court, which is just patron user the Jester's Court. Definitely should come check them all out. And tomorrow, definitely check out the Twitch page because we're going to be doing 12 hours, 10 hours of Extra Life, hour and a half of Jester's Court.
Definitely do
all
that.
Day tomorrow.
And definitely use the code OM Podcast for 10% off of your order when you go to brezcoffeeco.com.
Hey, B-Res Coffee now with cheaper shipping because we heard people's strife.
You guys got good shipping rates at this point. So everybody go use our code OM Podcast at brezcoffeeco.com. Get your 10% off and go get you some good coffee. And when I say good, like I'm not kidding. It's really good coffee. It's great coffee.
Great coffee.
I'm not just blowing smoke because I love coffee. And this is my favorite coffee. So
and fresh, you buy this up at the grocery store like a month old, at least. You buy our coffee, I literally roast it right over there. Yeah. Like if I pan my camera, you could see my roaster. It will be roasted within 2-3 days before you get it in the mail.
Yeah, and if you got your own coffee grinder, you can get it whole bean too.
Yes.
So I've got my own coffee grinder, so I like to get it whole bean. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. So good. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. And, Mike, I will talk to you in the next week or so about doing that KOTOR roundtable because that sounds wonderful to do for the Nerd Cave Retro Show.
Yes. Yeah, you're welcome, dude.
Thank you, Jacob.
Yes, thank you, Jacob, because I was super excited. I was like, I know these guys who do these podcasts. They're talking about KOTOR. Let's do it.
And Jacob,
so sad when he's like, it's already been booked.
If you can play the games before November, maybe you can join us.
Get me on another. I would love to do a roundtable with you guys, but I can't just play the game and then expect to know everything about that.
Yeah, because both of those games together would take you till probably November to play because they're pretty lengthy.
Not a chance.
Especially if you're a completionist and you want to do like all the side stuff.
Yeah, those games are good.
Am.
So if you've never played them, go pick up KOTOR and KOTOR 2 at your local retro game shop or on Steam. Those are very good. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. What do you say, Jacob?
Sounds good to me, man.
All right. If you'd like to email us, you can email us at openmikerspodcast@gmail.com. We are on Twitter and Instagram at openmikers and openmikerspodcast on Facebook. And if you like what you heard, go throw us a couple of bucks at openmikers.com. Takes you straight to our Patreon, and that keeps the lights on here at the show. And thank you to Mike for joining us, and we will see you guys next week. That was an hour on the dot, baby.
Hell yeah, dude. Content, baby.
Awesome. Well, Mike, it was great talking to you again, man. I haven't talked to you in person since Pentacon.
Yeah, and then I didn't see you last year because last year was all screwed for everyone.
Yeah, it was weird. Pentacon was weird this last year.
I got like a battlefield promotion. Like I feel like the soldier in the middle of the field who the captain just died. Like you're in charge now. Yeah. They literally had so few volunteers. They're like, okay, so you're the AV guy for this building, but we also need an area manager. I'm like, I've never done that, but okay.
You've been promoted. Good luck.
Yeah, I got a fancy all access badge, and then like I mentioned on the past, Zach Galligan ate my freaking Kind bars.
Yeah,
I remember you tweeting about that. I think you tweeted about that.
Okay, he's not like A-list billionaire celebrity, but he's a celebrity guy. He could buy his own candy bars. I bought them for my staff, and he's sitting there in the green room just, these are great. Who bought, thanks, guys. Like, those are mine.
Hey, man, I'm just saying, if I was that level of fame, I'd also eat all of those candy bars.
Yeah.
I almost went to his signing booth and be like, no, picture's free. You get $20 worth of candy bars.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream now. So you heard that, Zach Galifianakis. You ate all of Mike's Kind bars. Not Zach Galifianakis. What's his name? Zach Galligan.
You need to tag him, and
Well, you too, Zach Galifianakis. You send
Zach
Mike
Galifianakis, also not welcome on the podcast.
Zach, go sit between your ferns and eat Kind bars or whatever. Zach Galligan.
All you Zachs.
Yeah, all you Zachs. Anybody named Zach?
No one named Zach is ever allowed on the podcast.
If your name's Zach, you're not allowed to watch this show anymore.
Yeah, dude. If your name's Zach Perkins, it's in the streets, bro.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.